Hey guys, Scheming Off the Grid here. Believe it or not, we've been doing this GOG thing for 2 years. Wow. This is our 2-year anniversary episode, and in time-honored tradition, we're going to talk about 5 great co-op games. What are we drinking today?
Today we're drinking Cherries Jubilee by Confluence Brewing Company. It's a bourbon barrel-aged quad with vanilla and cherries.
We got to get this episode rolling. You know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to. And guys, thank you so much for helping us to get to 2 years.
Gaming Off the Grid, boom shakalaka!
Hard to believe we've been doing this GOG thing for 2 years.
Wow,
now.
It is insane.
Yeah. Cheers to that. It has been a crazy road. It has kind of taken our lives by storm for the better. We've met so many cool people. Our first episode ever. I better take a drink. I didn't follow up on the toast.
Let me tell you, it's good.
Yeah. So, wow. So our first episode we ever did was our top 5 favorite co-op games at that time. And then last year at our 1-year anniversary, we did another 5 great co-op games. So we figured this is kind of becoming a tradition. So we're going to go over 5 co-op games today that we're currently playing that just have our hearts and our souls, and we can't stop playing these games.
I think let's just jump into the 5, and then at the back end of the episode, we'll talk about what has happened in the last year on YouTube. That's kind of just been awesome.
Yeah, and what it feels like to be a little 2-year-old, the terrible twos. But anyways, jumping right into it, this game might surprise some people. Maybe it won't if you follow us on social media. But Sega Sports Tennis 2K2.
Oh my god.
Yes, we know it's a tennis game, but it is amazing. So
it's so good.
Yeah, anybody who's played Virtua Tennis, this is actually the sequel to that. In other countries, it was called Virtua Tennis 2.
Yes. It's so amazing. The graphics, it's so realistic. And it looks great for the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It just plays so tight, and it's addicting. We can verse each other, but then we can do doubles on the same team.
The doubles tournament co-op is so fun.
The doubles tournament is awesome because it starts off easy, and then it gets normal, and then hard, and then super hard. And we've never won the belts, which is super frustrating. I don't even know if they have belts in tennis, but that's my only reference in sports.
Yeah, so this game is freaking amazing. It's relatively cheap, and you just don't want to sleep on it. It was a game we put in to test, and we're like, oh my god, it took over our lives. We've been ending some live streams with it. You guys are probably going to see plenty more of this game on the channel. Sega Sports Tennis 2K2, you gotta play this game.
And I just want to tell you, the sleeper in this game is Magnus. You're going to want to play as him. He's the best character.
Well, this game is amazing, and if you are sitting there thinking, it's a tennis game, I don't play sports games.
That's what we thought.
Get over it. Do yourself a favor. Play this with a friend, and you will not regret it.
Advantage Norman. Fuck yeah, dude. Norman's hot.
Let's move on to a modern console. We've talked about this game before, but oh my god, it is beautiful, and we're getting back into it.
And there may be some newer viewers who haven't seen the episodes where we talk about this.
Nex Machina, or Nex Machina, however you say it. This is a twin stick shooter, and it is incredible. It's so tight, it's so hard, bullet hell, visually beautiful. God, it is incredible.
It is one of the best games that we have found, I think, together, and it's one of my favorite games I've ever played on the PS4. I think it's a must-play if you're a twin-stick shooter fan, bullet hell fan.
There is a single-player mode, obviously, but co-op just makes it a lot more chaotic, and it is badass.
We actually beat it on stream within this last year, and it was tough. We went through all of our credits and had to use a continue. Yeah, but we finally got it done.
It was frustrating because it is hard at points,
It is, but the difficulty is why we keep going back to it, and why anytime we have a lull, we just kind of like, hey, you want to do a run on Nex Machina?
And then 2 hours later, it's like, oh, we're still playing Nex Machina.
It's a fantastic game, and it's highly recommended. If you own a PS4 and you like twin-stick shooters, you have to have this in your collection, so look for it.
Yes.
Moving right along, this console's going to get a lot of love in this episode. We're talking about the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, 20 years last year.
Yeah, so this is a game, you're not going to hear us say this too often, but getting an original copy of this is probably not feasible, but the game is a Capcom game called Cannon Spike.
Oh my god.
It is built like a twin-stick shooter, however...
But you only get one stick.
You only get one stick on the Dreamcast. So it's really cool because you have to learn the function of the lock aiming, which allows you to strafe, if you will, and then like re-aim. And once you get the mechanics down, this game is amazing, and the co-op game is just so good.
It reminds me a lot of Nex Machina. Yeah. Obviously, it came out way before it, and it's so cool because I think there's like 5 or 6 different characters you can play as, and they all have different abilities and different guns, so it's super cool. And fun fact, you can play as Mega Man, which is so badass.
Yep, good old Capcom snuck him on in there.
A lot of them are on roller skates or hoverboards,
Yeah.
so you have like this fluid, like floating device. Like it just feels like you're gliding. And there's different guns. Like you have obviously the main machine gun, but then there's like a special, and then there's like a even bigger
power
special,
shot, yeah.
and then there's like a melee. Dude, it is awesome. It's difficult, but
it's a great game.
fun.
It's kind of a hybrid, I would think, because you got that hover element, but there's a little bit of a beat 'em up element. Then there's obviously kind of the twin stick shooter element. Again, on Dreamcast, you only have one stick, but then there are some levels where you're like going down a canyon or a valley, and it's more like a shooter, like a shmup. And this game is cool. And then a lot of the bosses go into this like bullet hell where they're flinging off,
and it's so quick. Plus the normal baggages are coming out. This is a recent game to our collection, but oh my god, it is fantastic. I know it's pricey to get, but just find a way to play it, even if you have to get a ROM.
Yeah, full disclosure, this is a burn, and we don't do that very often. But this game is north of $250 on the regular.
Yikes.
So I mean, and I'm always looking for an original copy, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And we're not huge Dreamcast collectors, but we do love the console.
I think we've gotten into it a lot this last year.
This last probably 3 months, we've been going really hot and heavy on it.
I mean, the Dreamcast is a badass system. But the next game we're going to talk about is not on the Dreamcast, and it is on Pixel Game Squad's favorite console of all time, the PS3. Twisted Metal on the PlayStation 3. We've been streaming this.
Yep.
This is the last installment in the Twisted Metal series, which sucks because this game is fantastic. This is my favorite Twisted Metal game, and arguably one of the best, at least story-wise, visually. It's just incredible. And there's a co-op story mode. Oh, it's incredible.
So that's where that game differentiates itself, I think, from the rest of the series, is the cinematic element. You know, the cinematography in this and the shots, it almost feels like it was maybe directed by somebody that would make like a Saw movie or something like that. So cool. But it really adds a good layer to the recipe of Twisted Metal, because now there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing and why you're hunting all these cars. You're going for that prize, and we don't want to ruin the story for you, but it's a twisted story, and it's a game
messed up.
If you've got little ones around, you don't want them watching you play this game.
Don't.
So.
It's messed up. But dude, the prize, you get whatever you want.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and this game is really cheap. It's very easy to pick up. And if you want to come check us out Sunday nights when we stream, we will be finishing this game off in 2020.
Yes, and we've said it 1,000 times, but PS5, please bring Twisted Metal back. I know there's a bunch of series that we could talk about bringing back, but Twisted Metal, please.
And I think, there is a pipe dream, like a legitimate one for that, because I've heard there's like working of a TV series or something, so it might kind of coincide with that. But
that would be cool.
Then again, Castlevania had a TV series, and where's the new Castlevania? Yeah. Oh, nice. It was on a mobile device. That's right. Anyway, so moving right along. So that's 4 games. Do you want to give the 5th one up, or do you want to talk about the beer?
Let's talk about this beer, because, wow.
Confluence Brewery, right here in Des Moines, Iowa. Now, we have said many good things about Confluence, but as of late, they've kind of been on our shit list. We've had a few brews from them that we were like, this is not up to your guys' standards.
Yes. So I was nervous to try this. This is their Copper Age series. This is aged in 11 months. This is the Cherries Drewbilee. It's a bourbon barrel-aged quad ale, which we love quads, with cherries and vanilla. And what's cool is they take their normal quad, barrel-aged it, and then add cherries and vanillas to this.
Which, we've had the regular quad and reviewed it on the channel.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts?
Wow. I like this a lot. You can taste the sweetness of the fruit. Mm-hmm. You can taste the Belgian aspects of the quad. It's really smooth. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah. This beer is a delicacy. This is a really good representation of the style with a very unique twist to add that vanilla bean element and the cherry in there. But it's not the medicinal type of cherry, I don't feel like. It's just like laced in there.
It's very light. I taste the cherry. I don't taste that much of vanilla, but I think the vanilla is helping with the sweetness.
It is,
yep. So it's not overpowering the flavor. The quad is definitely the main thing still, which is awesome, because I love just like that good quad taste.
Yep, it is. It's a really good brew. Confluence, you guys knocked it out of the park. And typically, not always, but with their Copper Age series, you're usually looking into a pretty high-end beer. They're very hard to find, and they nail it with this one. It's good job.
Really good. So thank you, Confluence.
So, number 5 on the list today of...
I don't know if I ever told you, you guys suck! That's very be true. They suck.
Hey, you guys are nice. Guess what? The cameras are rolling right now in our 2-year anniversary episode, so you guys are being recorded. Full disclosure.
Oh,
So-
that was 2 years? Yeah, that's like what they call Chinese torture, where I'm from. 2 years of something that unbearable. Oh, gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
That's cool that we are getting filmed because we can say it loud, right, Rifo? You guys suck!
We love kidding. With all real hardness, you guys are a good D+ channel.
D+, nice. That was my
Nice.
average grade in school.
Well, I hope you know that Socialblade says we're a C+ channel.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Paid off.
Oh, and Rifo, remember these guys love the PlayStation controllers.
I know. I end up.
Not too much love, all right?
Just kidding. We love you guys. Keep it up. Happy 2 years.
Keep filming. We love you guys. Congratulations, and we call you when you get to the 1,000. 1,000 what?
I don't know.
1,000 what?
1,000 videos?
I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You're so sweet, Gabo. I know right now you're probably rubbing your nipples.
Well.
Whatever. I like that, though. We both know that.
Yeah, we know that. Congratulations again.
Thank you, bros.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Much love, guys. See you, fellas. Well, that was awkward and a pleasant surprise all at the same time.
Wow, let's talk about our 5th game because I'm excited.
All right. So, on the Dreamcast, this game, you guys already know we love the House of the Dead series. This is a game I overlooked way back in the day. The Dreamcast was not really in your wheelhouse as a kid. But we recently did an episode where we were focused on reliving demo discs and how much we miss them.
Yes, and we found a game on a demo disc in 2020 that I didn't know existed, you overlooked, and it's in the House of the Dead universe, and we were like, what? Zombies Revenge. Oh my god.
This game.
He's amazing.
It's amazingly bad. That it's so good. It's all.
I mean, that's why we love House of the Dead.
Voice acting is ass, but it's so ass, but it's a nice ass. Like it's unreal.
It's coming out.
The cutscenes are great.
Yeah.
The load times are so slow. It's fantastic. It is such a good game. It's a run and gun beat 'em up.
Yeah.
In the House of the Dead universe,
Yeah.
and it's kind of difficult.
So it's a 3D beat 'em up arcade style, but you also get a gun. And every time you pick up bullets, it goes bullets, bullets, bullets,
Antidote.
antidote, bullets.
Every
bullets,
time. Antidote. Shotgun. Machine gun.
Antidote, shotgun. Shotgun.
Every time you pick up anything, it has to tell you what it is.
And the cream of the crop, is when it goes to the cutscenes because, dude, whatever they paid these voice actors was too much.
Here, take this! A man with golden eyes said to give it to you.
But it adds to the charm of this game. It's a quick beat, but it is a great co-op game. I really feel like 2 friends sit down and play this, you're going to play it start to finish.
And what's cool is there's an arcade mode, there's a regular mode, then there's like a versus fighting mode. Like there's a lot in this game.
and then
which
there's
is
a
really,
boss run mode.
Yeah,
I
which
think.
is really cool. It's just awesome that we discovered this new game in the House of the Dead universe.
Yeah.
Because we love that whole universe.
Well, that's what's so fun about game collecting and like, you never growing up, you never could afford to buy every game, right? So I feel like I've got a pretty good knowledge of the Dreamcast. My collection has always been around what I felt was like the top 10 to 15 games.
And then this happened.
To sleep on a game like that, it's just like goes to show you how much fun you can have if you really dig into it, because this is a game we're going to play a lot of. And,
yes, and we're
gonna
probably going to stream it.
Yeah.
And, oh man, it is awesome. It's really simple because there's 3 buttons,
Yeah.
Mostly 2, and it's just it's just straightforward.
What's odd is when we mentioned it in the demo universe, like a lot of the comments were like, yeah guys, this
That
game's
game's
amazing.
great.
I ditched class all the time with my friend to play it. Like, where were you guys? Well, we weren't playing it,
Yeah,
obviously.
sorry, but
Yeah.
we're playing it now.
Yeah.
We're making up for lost time, dude. These are fantastic games. It's crazy because if you would have asked me a year ago what the main console of 2 years would have been, I would have never said the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
have 3 games. It's just what we're into right now.
Well,
which
yeah,
is crazy.
we've even moved one down to the garage. We're playing it so much. Like every time we get together, we're playing something on it, mostly tennis. But
That's why I love like collecting and video games. It's
Yeah.
like we go through these waves of like, oh, we're in a Dreamcast, PS2, and it's like
And you just go down a rabbit hole.
Rabbit holes.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Speaking of rabbit holes, this YouTube adventure, man.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been an amazing ride. I got
incredible.
It has literally, and not trying to be mushy or anything, but it has changed my life. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
right there, case in point, Pixel Game Squad just calling us randomly to bust our balls, you know. So many friendships we've made along the way. So many of you folks that we've never met, but we just chat in the comment section. You know, I think of like people, you know, like EDF Central. Never really met him, but dude, every time him and I are going back and forth in the comments, I'm laughing my nuts off. He's just funny.
I love how our comment section, we say it all the time, but it's like an old school chat room. And same with our live streams. Like I love being able to connect and talk to you guys and get to know you guys, because I've met a lot of people that I haven't met in person, but we've had like deep conversations. It is awesome.
It's really cool. And then, you know, from the channel perspective, which is, you know, other creators, like friends that we talk to on the weekly for sure, if not on the daily.
Dude, we talk to so many people every day that they're our best friends, and if we had never started a channel, we would have never known of their existence.
And
that's crazy.
All of those things we just mentioned were not things that we ever thought would happen when we started the YouTube channel. That's above and beyond, you know, what we would have
And even if we were to quit right now, we still have all this, and it's just like, it's kind of emotional. It's like, dude,
it is.
That's insane.
It is, and it's like keeps propelling. Like it's the propeller behind the boat. I feel like is all the interaction, because not complaining, but we put in a ton of work on the channel. I bet combined we at least put 40 hours a week into the channel, if maybe not more.
Probably more, because it's almost every night plus weekends.
Yeah, so we put a lot of time in to create the content. Yeah, we come off as idiots. We probably are, but we do try making the best product we can, and we're happy idiots. We're having a great time with it, and the growth, especially as of late, has just been like kind of surreal. I can't remember who it was I was talking to in the comment section just today, honestly. He was like, man, I really can't believe your channel, you know, hasn't blown up or whatever. I'm like, you know what, I kind of, the day that it does and we can't hit all those comments back, I don't know what that's gonna be like. I don't want to do that, you know.
I don't think we'll ever get to a point, I could be wrong, I could be biting my own tongue, but I don't think we'll ever get to a point where we won't be able to get caught up.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the important part of our channel, is being able to communicate with you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're ever going to be like, oh, we're too big to talk to you.
Yeah.
We'll find a way. Like, there's two of us.
Yeah.
You take that, you take that comment, I'll take that. Like, we can do it.
And I don't know, overall, I think you feel the same way. I feel blessed. I just really feel blessed from all the love and friendships, fellowships, things we'll never forget. And it's not even
experiences we've had.
It's at a point now we can't go through and name people, but you know who you are.
There's so many. And thank you guys.
And we just greatly appreciate it. And the growth blows our mind. There's tons of channels out there that you guys could be watching. And there's a ton of channels that maybe on the sub count have less than us, but they put out better content, I feel like, than we do. Why you choose to tune in here, I don't know, but we're super, super grateful for it. And dude, the bond that we have made over the last 2 years, man, I feel like it's not only went from a friendship, but it really has turned into like a well-oiled machine.
Dude, it is. It's just like boom, 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 boom.
It's crazy. And I would have never thought, you know, from my business life that I would, through something so silly like this, meet someone that's just like, oh my gosh, we can freaking tackle damn near anything.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we like to have fun, we like to drink beer, we like to be stupid, but we're also very business.
Oh yeah.
And we don't show that a lot, but we're dialed in.
Yeah.
And we're always looking at the numbers, we're always trying to improve, and we got a plan, guys.
Yeah.
We have a plan.
Yep.
Now before we go, in the last year, what's one thing that stood out? I know it's gonna be hard to say, so maybe more than one. But what is one thing?
Man, I don't know. That's tough. You know, I really, really enjoyed when we went up and crashed the Mega Power stream. I loved how
fantastic.
We kind of framed it to where we didn't tell anyone, and we tried making it like a wrestling invasion, but on a live stream. And I felt like, maybe I'm wrong and it's just wishful thinking, but I felt like the viewers were literally like, holy shit.
I think some people did freak out, which is what I wanted to happen. Because it was like, first off, we had to plan it. First off, we drove through a blizzard to get there. It was insane.
And then look back on it, it's like, man, that was crazy to drive all that way for that, but it was so worth it.
And we were there for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And we got so much done. We had so much fun. Remember that time I beat you at a video game, Captain? One of the best days of my life. one thing that comes to my mind, I know we mentioned it before, but that Konami thing, like that's hard to forget.
That was wild, man. You know, some of the connections, like with being on Pixel Game Squad's channel.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so crazy. If you would have told me before we started the channel that we would be friends with Pixel Game Squad.
Well, that is awesome, and then to also realize that they're even cooler than they seem on camera, you know? Because I've, being in a band, we've met and played with a lot of bands that we've looked up to, and it's kind of like sometimes you meet people that are like in the band, and you're like, man, I kind of maybe wish I wouldn't have met that individual. Yeah. So I'm always kind of like.
But on YouTube, I've never really had that experience.
Yeah, we haven't, and so like to meet those guys and be like, man, these guys are, other than the fact that they are Xbox fanboys, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because I'll get sour real quick. But they are awesome, dude. Yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And LAN parties, we're bringing those back.
Yeah, the LAN parties are a big one, which we don't do a lot on the channel with that because it's kind of hard for us all to have fun if we're filming. But that's
just a side thing we're doing, dude. There's so many things. Plus all the episodes we've done. I'm just like trying to think of everything we've done in the year.
Yeah, it's been a lot, man.
And it's crazy because we go so fast.
Yeah, it's like we're drinking from a fire hose.
We go so fast. We don't smell the roses usually.
Yeah.
When
Times
we do,
like these,
when we do,
it's like, man, who farted? But anyways, guys,
cherries.
All we can say is thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
We always appreciate you tuning in, subscribing to the channel, and cheers to this next year and many more to come. We'll see you next time right here on Gaming Off the Grid. Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. Believe it or not, this train has...
It's crashing.
Yeah, it's coming unhinged.
Uncorked.
Hard to believe we've been doing this thing for 2 years. Count them. 1, 2,
3. He's out.
Guys, so in time-honored tradition, our first episode ever was our 5 co-op.
Top 5.
Was it top 5?
Yeah, it was a top 5.
We're going to start it off, and there's a certain console that's going to get a lot of love in this list of 5 games, but a game that has our hearts right now, and it has them in its grasp hard, is... Let's just start over.
Every time.
Yeah. What's the herb? What's it when you pick up the herb?
What is that called? It's a big long word.
Antidote.
Antidote. I knew it was a long word. Antidote.